So, where we left off, we were in Ecuador. And what were we talking about in Ecuador?
We just finished up in Colombia, actually.
That's right. Okay, we're going.
Oh, we mentioned Quito.
Yes, we did. Okay. So, you go from Colombia. Oh, you're still trying to like meet up with your passport stuff.
Oh. Yeah.
Dave's not here, man.
I ended up timing it okay in Cali and picked up my new passport, so I was good. And the biggest two cities in the cartel are Medellin and Cali, and I felt safer in Medellin than I did in Cali. I could kind of sense a little bit of yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to eat now.
Is there anything in Cali like?
There was that picture that's in that video. Oh, we didn't look at the video because you can.
Yeah, the website is still kind of under construction. Still, they're still figuring shit out with it. So like that's a common problem. Some people said you could Google it rather than go directly to the website. You can Google project space 1:1000 and maybe you can go there from there. I'm not sure, or you can use VPN. But
yeah, resources, videos.
Oh, we can watch Roadtrip trailer. Oh, that has music. Fuck.
Yeah, it's true. It's got some Radiohead music. So Ecuador was probably one of the most peaceful places. I mean, especially probably coming as a contrast of at least just the stereotypes that I still had in my head. And although Colombia was very surprising and very peaceful, it's hard to shake that stuff.
Yep.
And Ecuador was just the most peaceful.
The red vines, by the way, Scott.
Yeah, they were good. Ecuador was just lovely, and the people were small. very, very, very small.
That sounds like Tokyo. I went to Tokyo, and everybody was like polite to a fault, but they were very small.
You were giant there, weren't you?
I stood a head above most of the people there. Yeah.
Went to Quito. The baller move of the trip was.
Tell me about this baller move that you did.
It was a baller move.
Okay.
It was the one thing, I didn't do the sailboat through the San Blas Islands from Panama to Colombia. But what I did do, it didn't quite work out. I wanted to, when I was back in Nicaragua, during my 6 months in Granada, I got found out that U2 was going to be playing a concert.
Oh, shit.
In Bogota.
Woo!
And it lined up pretty good with my trip, although not quite good enough. Bogota was here, and my travels had.
Well, if Moron is here, and Bogota's there.
Moron? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's from a fucking Chris Farley movie.
That's not nice. Black Sheep? What is it?
Tommy Boy. They're both David Spade and him are looking at a map. Well, if Moron is here, and we're right here.
Oh. Hurtful.
Anyway, U2
is going to be playing in Bogota. But my travel would have me down here. So I'm like, well, why don't we stay at the airport in Quito, park there, sleep there, and take a flight back to Bogota for the U2 concert. It worked better for my trip. Now, I could have slowed down. I could have done that, but I was like, blood in the water.
Right.
When I hit South America, I just wanted to get to the end. And again...
Right, you want to burn.
It was in Quito that I learned that I wasn't even fucking halfway there yet.
So, I just want to see... Nope. There we go. Yeah. About 400 miles, 450 miles. 450 miles from Bogota to Ecuador, but obviously it's as the crow flies.
I was going to say, all these direct distances are not.
I know.
Colombia was rough because there was a lot of 2-lane roads and a lot of hills. And that's all cool when you're going up a hill, but when you're following trucks and shit down hills, you really toast your brakes. And
there it is.
And I was having my So that 500 miles.
22-hour drive. Fuck me. That's just a little tiny piece of what you did.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It really is.
Wow. All right. Anyway.
So there you go. So
were flights there? Like, did you since you looked into them, were they pretty
reasonable,
cheap or?
Yeah, I don't know if it was $100 or something more.
Oh, okay.
Something like that to go to Bogota. But
okay.
my friend Trevor, who I had said goodbye to in Belize, we hung out in Cancun and then Belize, and then he came down. He flew down to Bogota and introduced me to one of his friends there, who was he's a legit baller. He owns a bowling alley and I think a brewery and some other things down there. He inherited some money. I didn't ask a lot of questions.
In Quito?
He's from Medellin.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't ask quite a lot of questions about.
Yeah, probably wise.
Good dude, and he paid me for some tickets to the U2 concert. I met him in Medellin. I met his assistant in Medellin, actually. His assistant came to the hostel I was staying at, so I gave him 2 tickets, and then the 4 of us met. Me and Trevor and Juan Felipe, and then the wild card of the group was a guy named Steve from Boone, North Carolina.
Oh wow! Okay.
And if there is a poster boy for Boone, North Carolina, it is fucking Steve. So I was like, I just disregarded his God-given name, and he was just Boone to me.
Okay.
Because Boone is just a beauty.
Yep.
So Boone got in trouble at the U2 concert because he kept because he wanted to jump down off the fucking railing and get on the ground, get on the ground with U2.
Yeah.
It was the second time I saw U2 in concert. I saw them before when I lived in New York City. I saw them at Madison Square Garden shortly before 9/11, and so it was really good. It was fucking an epic concert. It was their first time, I believe, in Colombia, and they played at Stadio El Campín and Bogota, and they played the entirety of the Joshua Tree album.
Oh wow!
Which really gives me chills when I say it. I was 16 or 17 when that came out, and there's a lot of the kids that I directed in plays in Montana were obviously way younger than that, and they didn't get it. All they kind of caught was the real egomaniac Bono, which is arguable. But he's done a lot of good with his power, I think.
Sure.
And that album at that time, I write about it in the book, and I can't think of another band and another album where they made such a transition from the shadows into the fucking limelight, and musically, I kind of thought about maybe Radiohead with from the Bends to OK Computer or Kid A or something like that. But they never. Radiohead is not where, at least popularity wise, where you.
Oh no.
Musically, they're probably better.
Sure.
Sure. But I can't think of another group that just rocketed like that. Even Nirvana or something like that. But anyway, it was a fucking really awesome concert.
In New York, though.
Well, no.
Oh,
the concert in Bogota was their Joshua Tree tour. So they played the entirety of that album. They played a couple songs, played the entirety of the album, and then a couple other songs. What's up? What's happened?
Wait, you were there?
I was at the concert. I went to the concert. Yeah, I took a flight from Quito to Bogota.
I thought this whole time you said you didn't do it.
No, I said I did do it. Yeah,
okay.
And Trevor came down and we met.
Okay.
We met in Bogota. So I slept the night at the plane left at like 3. I had to be at the airport at 3 in the morning. I'm like, I might as well just sleep at that airport.
Sure.
So parking. Turns out it's a really good thing to do because the parking for that night, my lodging for that night was $7.
Mm-hmm.
And $7 for another couple nights that I was in Bogota. So it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And I just kind of hoped that I'd come back and my car would be okay in the parking lot, and it was fine. But that was my baller move of the trip. That was the whole.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you flew there, flew back.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we get rid of that now? Slipper dirts.
Oh, just X.
Exit out. There we go. So yeah, that was Quito.
Hit that little arrow.
A little sidebar. Sidebar. Wiener tip. And I didn't hit any. I didn't hit any coastal. I didn't hit any coast in Colombia or Ecuador. Kind of wish I had. Guayaquil seemed really hot. That's the big town.
Okay.
Quito and Guayaquil are the big towns in Ecuador. So I just kind of went through this. There's a lot of down here. Loja and Cuenca are the Loja. Where's Cuenca? Should be north. I don't even know because it was gringoed out, so I didn't spend too much time there. But I did do some work on the traveling theater class.
Someone said earlier that you say gringo like it's a bad thing. Maybe clarify, like what do you mean by gringoed out? Like it's just too touristy?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I figured that much.
It's not
clarify.
And it's interchangeable, right? I mean, it's in the eye of the user and the beholder.
Sure.
Like we can use it as a term of affection. If you know the people. But it can also be pinche gringos.
Sure.
Those fucking. I stayed in Vilcabamba.
The Guaylo, the Gaijin, like all the names.
What the fuck would you say?
The Guaylo, Gaijin. It's just different names for white people in other countries.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that was. Vilcabamba should be in southern Ecuador, but I can't find it. But I camped out and did some work on. It was these times, I needed to stop every once in a while, and do some creative projects because creativity kind of anchors me to the world and lets it stop spinning or helps me process it and make sense of it and not that it was a burden, but it was heavy. It was a heavy thing to kind of deal with all this and just kind of want to get anchored and start reflecting it back or do something. From Ecuador.
Sure, Princess Punker, sure.
What?
Gaijin means foreigner, not just white person. Sorry.
There you go. So yeah, that modifier kind of changes it.
Yeah.
That PJ. Otherwise, it can be a term of endearment.
So tell me about your breakdown in Quito.
My breakdown. Oh, I was probably getting ready to maybe it was at the airport, getting ready to go back to Bogota for the concert or whatever, but I had some time on my hands and I said, let's see where I'm at here. Let's see how far it is from Billings. And it was just like this. Holy fuck, man. Really? I mean, I'm a road warrior, but
yeah,
for fuck's sake, man. It was sobering, and it made me want to just attack the road, kind of double down.
Papa Emeritus says, Guero is used more than gringo.
Yeah.
Is it?
Depends. I didn't hear it much, when I just went to Nogales.
Okay.
So it probably depends on where you're at. Güero.
Sure.
And it should be UE, right? Not EU.
Oh, correcting spelling on the internet. Boom! You got served.
I don't think I'd say Wade-O.
All right.
Anyway. Love you. I crossed at Macará into Peru. And Peru was probably the most varied and mind-blowing on the whole country that I went to.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, Peru, yeah. It extends.
I was going to say, Peru is huge.
It's massive. So this is all Amazon. You'll notice no roads.
Right,
all
yeah.
green.
Yeah.
So that's Amazon here in the northeast of the country.
Or as the network anchor people will call it, the lungs of the world.
All this shit is the lungs of the world. Look at that. Look at that green, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we're fucking it up, bud.
Fucking it up, bud.
Down to Piura, and then I being from Montana, I was more interested in the kind of highlands,
sure,
than the lowlands.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where I really Colombia kind of got me in that spirit of going through the hills, and I just kind of continued that through. Went Cajamarca. I kind of went back to the coast over here by Trujillo. It was Huanchaco. Where's Huanchaco? Pretty small. There's Huanchaco right above Trujillo. And then kind of went back into the country. I did one of my best experiences was prefaced here in Huanchaco, where I wanted to stop eating my staples. I really didn't. It wasn't a food tour, as you can probably imagine. I didn't give a shit about restaurants or I had my tortillas and peanut butter tortillas. I found that driving, eating peanuts and carrots is a good combination, and eating cucumbers and crackers, saltines is a good combination.
Okay.
I lost some weight. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet.
But you can eat and drive. You know these things. What can I eat? Bananas.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
But I wish I had, and you can appreciate this more than most people. But I kind of wish I had some. In addition to the GoPro on the windshield, I wish I had an interior cabin shot.
Yeah.
Because easily 50% of the cars that pass me or I pass them got some sort of show. At least when I was
from
eating,
you, yes. Yeah.
When I was eating, especially
Sure.
the people that pass me, that you got more time as they pass. If I had a fucking carrot and or a cucumber or something, I mean, they just got the filthiest, weirdest little show. Afro, beard, just got a little fucking cucumber, little slap in my head, you know. Well, fucking cute.
Fucking dude.
You can. I mean,
I thought you were gonna go down there and be like a good representative of like
it came and went.
The U.S. Americans can be good people, and you're sitting there like, fucking cucumber.
Hey man, 25,000 miles of driving, and we'll see how much you can keep that level of professionalism.
I get it.
And informal ambassadorship.
Dude, I get you, and that's why we talked last night. I was like, maybe get a road dog, but you know, that's it's going over borders and shit.
Yeah, tricky. Dogs complicate border crossings. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I decided I'd treat myself to some pizza. Thanks again for the delicious pizza last night.
You're welcome. Cart driver, delicious,
really good. And a Coca-Cola from Mexico with proper sugar, real sugar in it.
Heard that was a myth. Heard they're using corn syrup now.
Motherfucker.
No, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard there's like, yep, they sell you Mexican Coke, you're getting the same thing now. Like it used to be real sugar or whatever, but now, you know, whatever. I don't know though.
So pizza place, and you know, got talking with the owner again, Spanish, opens many doors, and he's like, hey, come back Friday because we have the World Cup qualifying match against New Zealand, and it was in I think that one was in New Zealand. So I did come back that Friday to that restaurant, and the main TV in the place wasn't working, so we had to go back into the house that was connected to the restaurant. You know, that's pretty.
Oh, you went in there,
the
living space.
Yes.
Okay.
Went through their house, and it was in one of the kids' bedrooms, is where they had
That's great.
So I stood there with these people.
Well, they just crammed it.
Peruvian, yes, there was like 7 of us in
Wow.
this bedroom. It was so great. I wish I had taken a picture of that, but turns out that turned out to be I don't remember the result of that. I think it was a tie. So they needed to have a rubber match, and as I drove. After that, I kind of drove back into the country. Whoa, oops. As I drove back into the country and went to Huaraz. This is going to be harder to find out on Cash. Huaraz. Huaraz. It's too much going on here. I can't see it. You can mark fuck. Huaraz. Anyway, it was kind of in the hills of Huaraz. And I was at this hotel. And I was like, well, I'll go. The rubber match is tonight. Oh boy. You'll find it. So I was in Huaraz. Zach will find that. Zeke will find that.
What the?
You're highlighting. You just can't see it.
Okay.
There you
go. Huaraz,
yep.
Peru.
Yep.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. Now you can X some of those out, right?
Yep.
Huaraz. Yeah. So I was at my hotel there. I was going to go watch the rubber match to see who was going to go to the World Cup, be it Peru or New Zealand. And I got into my was coming down in the lobby, and I came in after doing some picture taking, and there's a couple business gentlemen that were in the lobby pre-match, and they were drinking. And they said, "Where are you from?" Got to know each other, and I, well, you know, what do you got going? I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go watch the match," you know. And they said, "Well, why don't you come with us?" And I was like, you know,
were they Peruvian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Locals. And I said, all right. So So we all pile in. We are getting out in front. We get out in front, and then we all pile into this taxi. And I'm like, hope this goes well. You know, I mean, but they were all.
It was like, I'd really like not to die. Let's roll.
But they were business gentlemen.
Roll the dice.
Business gentlemen drove me down to the across in the plaza where people were starting to congregate because they had a big screen and they were going to show the match. The country was just at a standstill, right, for this match at night, and they pulled in pretty close to the plaza, and it turns out the guy was the leader of the Chamber of Commerce for the city of Huaraz, and I watched the match with the business leaders of Huaraz.
Wow.
At their office with tables and banks and some food and drinks, beverage and drinks, and a big screen TV, and I watched it with the business leaders.
Wow.
It was really, gives me chills, man, but it was really awesome to see that. And Peru scored 1 goal, and they scored 2 goals, and they won 2-0 and qualified for their first World Cup in 36 years.
Wow.
And I was there watching it with these people, with these Peruvians. It gives me chills all over.
Dude, that's dope.
Oh, it was fucking incredible. And then, just to see it happening on TV and a little bit of a delay or whatever, and hear the plaza just erupting. And then, of course, when the match was over, went outside and just get pictures of mayhem and chanting and flags and people honking horns. And then the guys come down and they're like, let's go for a drink. So they went over to we all posted up outside this liquor store, and they all had their shots. And and this one drunk Peruvian in Spanish, he comes up to me, he's like, let's go dancing. Let's go dancing. And I don't know why I asked this, but I'm like, okay, where? And he goes, it doesn't matter. It was the best answer to the most lame question. Like,
yeah,
you don't answer. You just say, okay, let's go dance. You don't ask where.
Absolutely, man.
And he just had the perfect answer. Like, it doesn't matter.
Dude,
and it was
awesome.
the next day was a national holiday, and they shut down Peru.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
nice.
Everybody off work.
Sideburns, hey, 5 years. 5 years. Sideburns McGee's been subbed.
What?
5 damn years. 60 months. 5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's what 300 bits means, or what?
No, that's what 60 months means.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a long time. That's a lot of Zeke.
I don't understand it either, bro.
You okay, Sideburns?
Stop asking they're okay and continue fucking talking.
Oh, whoa. Okay. All right. Peru. I saw my last. Yeah. I saw my last. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna
zoom it out.
Make it big.
Saw the some Inca ruins. Cuelap. Cuelap was a place up in the north by Chachapoyas. Saw a great waterfall there. I'm telling you. I mean, if you look at Peru, lush vegetation, green up here, and at the bottom, this is all fucking desert. So it's really incredible. And in between, you have mountains. I mean, these are the Andes that roll down the spine of it. Made it over to the beach here, south of Lima.
So you did finally make it out to the coast.
I made it out to the coast. Yeah, I went.
Right.
I kind of zigzagged in and out. Came down here south of Lima to Paracas, Pisco, north of that. Paracas. Anyway, and then jetted back into Nazca, where I rented a little flight and flew over the Nazca Lines. The all the figures on Nazca Lines. Huh? Come on, y'all know the Nazca Lines, right? They can't quite explain them. Don't know how they got there. And
we're talking about like the figures of like spiders and shit.
Yes.
Okay. No. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Nazca Lines, which they shouldn't be lines, but the most impressive. No, not NASCAR lines. Come on, man.
You talking about NASCAR?
Because
they don't go on line neither. They go around circles.
But there are lines, and they suspiciously look like runaways, to be honest. And there's also mountains all around. You can tell. And then there's this one mountain that is completely leveled. It's completely flat. It's like, come on. I mean, I'm not a real alien guy, but why not? We're certainly not the only ones here, right?
Sure.
We can't be that.
Right.
Seems the apex of arrogance to think that. So
the acme of foolishness.
There you go.
As
there it is.
Yep.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive to do it. Although, like I said, the most impressive parts are these these like lines that go direct. I mean, look at some of these. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's almost the constant. Look at that. The constant lines that extend for miles without explanation.
Yeah.
Are as impressive as the figures themselves. And part of me, you know, there's a suspicious part of me that wonders, like, are there people just making new? It would be a real pain in the ass at this point, and because those things are massive. But,
yeah.
You could probably make another figure and have it. So I did that. I made one. It's a.
That's mine.
I made one.
Wait, does that look like a dick and balls? Like
what is?
Oh, they put a road right through one of them?
Yeah.
How dare they?
When I was there, some dipshit, they had to close the road because some dipshit drove into one of the figures. Pulled off the road.
Oh, God.
Saw a little opening and just like fucked up a gecko or something, you know?
Wow.
No, probably not a gecko, to be fair. Peru was unbelievable. I'm going to sound like a real chode here and say that as if, well, hopefully that hasn't come up yet. But Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Real arrogant, you know, a lot of disclaimers here, but architecturally, not the most impressive, but location-wise, fucking unparalleled.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I mean, in compared to like Palenque or Tikal, and these structurally magnificent and perfect, you know, I mean, suspiciously perfect again. I'm not convinced they did all that alone.
Right.
But Machu Picchu, just to get there and to see where they did all this is just unfathomable. But I was pretty spoiled at that point from ruins and Aztecs and Mayans, and the Incas were okay.
The Incas were like the what is it? Oh fuck! What's the Costco brand? Like the Kirkland. They were the Kirkland brand ruins. They're good. They'll do.
Yeah, and when I hear it kind of repeated, you know, it's really a dick thing to say, but it's kind of honest. I was spoiled enough to see some of that, and actually on the way up here to Denver, I was able to see some proper, you know, American ruins. You know, because of the Fago.
Yeah, the Fago of ancient South America.
Don't say that; it can't be true, but they are. No, but I was able to see the Chaco culture and the petroglyphs around Albuquerque were just fucking amazing. I mean, we got some proper stuff south of here. Mm-hmm. You know, that Arizona, New Mexico, the Four Corners region is pretty impressive. Peru.
You must like. Did you spend the most time in Peru? Do you think? Because of the drive.
It's all on a spreadsheet that we can find. We don't need to do that. I think so. I think pound for pound, Peru was just too much. You remember Rigel?
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Right.
By the way. He married a girl from Iquitos. So one of my trips, Iquitos is the Peruvian outpost in the Peruvian Amazon. Where is it? God, it is big, isn't it?
There it is, right there.
Where? Yeah, right here. So this is where Iquitos is, right on the Amazon River. So I did meet. I met them. I flew from Lima to Iquitos.
I'm glad you're enjoying hell work, by the way.
But look at that. That almost looks like look like Southeast Asia or something a little bit, right? Although
yeah.
Tuk-tuks, they call them the same thing, by the way. Tuk-tuks.
Tuk-tuk.
People really appreciate their picture being taken.
What's those figures?
These?
Yeah.
Little weird dolls. Fucking funked out Fago American.
Oh, there's Dragon Ball back there. That's good.
That's the Amazon River. And the thing about the Amazon River is that
you're gonna say like, nah.
Is it about that too? No, it's like it doesn't. You can't see it moving. It's a lake. I mean, it may as well be a fucking lake.
Oh,
and
really?
It's like, wow, this thing moves. This thing is moving. It is shocking. Yeah, that's a river, yo.
Wow.
So yeah, we went to a quinceañera while we were in.
Okay, so that's not just a Mexican thing.
Iquitos, no.
Okay.
No, it's a Latin American thing.
Okay.
Yeah. That was Iquitos. Yeah. And then it came to Bolivia, where I entered right around Puno and stayed one night around there, and then went on to Lake Titicaca, which is split. Splits two countries as a border, right?
Okay.
Took a
Oh my God, is that the place?
What?
The Copacabana.
No, the Copacabana.
This
I
is
think
in
it's
Cuba, right?
I think it's in Brazil or Cuba.
Okay.
Okay, Barry Manilow's Copacabana. Find that shit. Yeah, Lake Titicaca, and I think it's in Brazil. Maybe Miami.
I don't know.
Ooh, maybe Miami. The Barry
At the Copacabana, hottest spot north of Havana.
It's Miami. Miami. Nope, got to be Miami. Hottest spot north of Havana.
Havana, Georgia?
Havana, Cuba.
Oh, Havana, Cuba.
Capital of Cuba. Fuck, what am I? You guys need more fucking geography.
Let's go, dude. Just keep going.
All right, I took a little boat ski up here to Isla del Sol, which was interesting. Met a interesting cat and his son from Alberta.
Oh, okay.
Place from right north of Montana. Trippy. Bolivia was. Oh, I'll say this to talk about Bolivia. In Peru, in the hills, you'll start seeing stray dogs, which was pretty odd because these would be at some altitudes. I mean,
Sure.
10,000 feet or something like that. Stray dogs at pullouts where people may dump trash or whatever. But I'm like, how did you get up here? Is it like the family? You're a puppy. You're a puppy no longer. Fuck off at this rest stop. Sad, right? In Bolivia, sadder. Again, probably the second. I don't know if I can compare it to El Salvador or something like that, but the poorest country that I saw in South America.
Okay.
On those hills at those turnouts, at 5, 10,000, 15,000 feet, there are children along with the dogs that are begging for money.
Okay.
They're doing dances and routines to get you to stop and give them money.
Okay.
Soul crushing.
Oh yeah.
And it's again like, how'd you get here? Where are your parents?
Yeah.
Are you breadwinning? Are you making just really sad, man? And Bolivia had the worst infrastructure I saw again. Poor, and I ended up.
Oh, just the roads were just terrible.
Just dog shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Zanessa.
I spent Christmas. Where was it? Oruro. So I came down out of the mountains here. La Paz, impressively high. Forget how tall that is, but it's not. It's the traditional capital of Bolivia. I think Sucre is the government political capital.
Okay.
But La Paz is what, 10,000 feet? 11? I don't remember. Hey, Le Kremlin, you saw the kids dancing. Is that what broke your heart? Yeah, poor. The kids are poor, and they're working for money. So I spent the Christmas in Oruro, and it was humbling. I took a picture, and she gets a. It was one of the places that, and it kind of kept coming up, this privilege that I have, and this notion that I came up with as a result of all this that becomes a recurring theme in the book, is this fact of white privilege or whatever. But the fact that we as Americans or any country of privilege, I was born where I was born when I was born, not as a result of my virtue, not as some great thing that I was owed or some great thing that I did, but because I got fucking lucky. You know what I mean? Sure. And I could easily be any of these people anywhere along the road, walking their donkeys or whatever, kids begging for change on the streets of Bolivia on Christmas Day. But the difference between me and many Americans, at least, is that I fucking know that. Yeah. And I feel a duty to speak up for these people and to do for these people, whereas most of America does not give a shit. They don't care what their stories are. They don't. A lot. Yeah. I wouldn't say most, I guess. Yeah. But a good percentage don't have that humility to realize that purely by fortune, good fortune, that you are where you are, and a lot of us, come make greater journeys than others. But man, being white and male really put us ahead of the game in a lot of ways, coming out of the starting gates.
It's been great. Not gonna lie to you, it's been pretty nice. Having a mostly like friction free life due to like, you know, my circumstances has been like I can't deny.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'm glad that I know. You
Yeah.
know, I'm glad I know that. I'm glad I have people like you to come back and tell the story of like fucking motherfucking pussy. You don't even know how far that extends.
Yeah. So yeah, but I forget, you know, and also I should have said in Mexico that one of my things was I watched the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I was staying at a parking lot in Oaxaca City, Mexico. And
Okay.
this family was very kind to me. They wired up the TV so I could watch this Super Bowl in the parking lot where there were pay toilets that the kids were working and giving, you know, for 5 cents, you know, they would give a little wad of toilet paper for people coming off the street to use these public toilets.
Sure.
And I'm watching my Super Bowl, and I did all the math that's in the book, but I think like 30 seconds, a 30-second spot during that Super Bowl would pay the annual salary of, I forget, like 5,000 Mexicans or something like that.
Oh yeah,
it was just grotesque.
No, shit like that comes up, has been coming up recently with Bezos and Musk talking about like if you took, you know, whatever percentage of their wealth, like it would feed and clothe everybody, you know, in the U.S. that need it.
Yeah, it's insane, man. So Bolivia was heartbreaking and beautiful. The Salar, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Salar de Uyuni, but it is. I'm almost done here, man. Good. One of the last places I went. The Salar de Uyuni is a great salt salar, and I went 2 days in a row. You can't really. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's salt. And there's just a little bit of water on it. I timed it just about right.
So that forms naturally those like
yeah
semi-hexagonal shapes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it just forms this fucking glass surface. Sometimes they're not as pronounced, and it becomes this like crazy.
Wait a minute, is that water?
That is a thin sheen of water.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of pools up.
Wow.
And it is unbelievable, but never more so at night when you go out there for a sunset and you just get your mind shredded for like the hours as this thing just changes in front of your eyes, man. Yeah. It's just like it's another planet down there, man.
I would have pooped in it. Did you poop in it?
I left a giant turd. I actually
that's one salty poop.
That's one salty turd there. Suck on that, Bolivia. But I dug a hole. I just made a giant mess of the whole thing. Yeah, the Salar, man.
That's awesome. Oh wait, did you stop at the crazy store?
I beg your pardon?
The crazy store.
Yeah. Santa Cruz de la Sierra. I tripped out. I mean, God, I could really give a whole fucking couple podcasts on this thing, couldn't I?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This
is in western Bolivia, Santa Cruz de la Sierra. I guess that was kind of the highlight there, didn't I?
Well, you click on the fucking crazy store.
Oh, I thought I hit it.
There.
You know what though? I didn't. I went in there to see if it was crazy.
That's a registered trademark. I didn't know that.
Well, I showed them what crazy was. And I brought that turd from the Salar.
I put my turd in a tortilla with peanut butter.
And I just did a dance. And I called this the tortilla turd dance. Now what's up? Call me Mickey. I'm out. Yeah. But there was some really beautiful. I went to a Jesuit mission, which probably have their good and bad. This was that's the bus schedule.
Oh, okay.
Just in case you guys are looking for that ride to Chiquitos, San Jose de Chiquitos, but old Jesuit missionary, which I don't know if they did as much good or bad, but they have some pretty cool old drawings. You seen The Mission? With, Jeremy Irons? Who is it?
I have not, no.
De Niro and Jeremy Irons. Right?
Not sure. Dave, sorry I didn't catch the entire stream. Are you just taking photos with your phone, or are you using a dedicated camera?
I was using a all-in-one camera. This was the Sony RX. What was it? RX10 III. I think that's right. Sony RX10 III. It was before the mirrorless stuff that they started doing, I think. And I didn't want to be fucking around with interchangeable lenses, so I left the big guns at home. I'm mostly a Canon guy, but I wanted a good all-in-one, and this seemed to do it.
Sure.
Bolivia, and I was like, well, what do I do here? Do I go down this? It's a really tough place to traverse here. That Salar de Uyuni, and you better have the rig for it. And turns out the 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan is not the optimum desert vehicle, or some of those routes. Yeah,
those fucking commercials lied to me.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Said I could take my family anywhere. You ever tried taking them to Bolivia and Peru, motherfucker? Talk to me after that.
I do. I have stopped people in the parking lot and just had a little quick interaction to say, hey, that thing will get you to Argentina. And they just kind of look at me like, so I cruised into La Quiaca. Villazón is in Bolivia. La Quiaca is the first border town in Argentina.
Okay.
And then I really, goo. And then I just stuck down, much like Peru was too much for me.
Yeah.
Or Brazil, I should say. I entered here, and I didn't even really make it. I didn't want to go that far east of Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Although I probably should have, but I thought, well, I could fucking fly there someday or something. Who knows? I am not. It's not out of the question for me to do this again. And who are we kidding? I probably will. So I entered at La Quiaca, and I just stuck to the spine of Argentina and Chile, which is the Andes. And I went through.
And you just burned. This is where you burn through.
I ripped pretty hard. So it was, Salta, Calafate, Mendoza. And look how close these things are. I mean, it's crazy to me to think, because I flew out of Santiago finally, but it's that close to Mendoza. So Chile is really skinny and really long.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. It's all fun and games, and Patagonia starts kind of San Martin de los Andes, somewhere around here. This is kind of, I think, the Junín de los Andes, kind of where Patagonia starts, and it started to get pretty interesting. It started to get pretty Montana-like.
Huh.
Bariloche, or San Carlos de Bariloche, is probably the most famous town down here, almost the capital maybe of Patagonia, some might say.
Okay.
In Argentina, at least. But
now, what is Patagonia versus Argentina? Like, is Patagonia just a place, just an area of Argentina?
That's right.
Okay.
And actually, there's a Chilean Patagonia and an Argentina Patagonia. Right?
Oh, okay. Does that relate to the mountains, or does that relate to the? Just like,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the answer. I know more geographically. I don't know where the name comes from.
Okay.
But just keep in mind that Patagonia, and I don't think that technically Tierra del Fuego, people have heard of that. Tierra del Fuego is at the very bottom. I don't think that's a part of Patagonia, or it might be. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But the last thing is the Tierra del Fuego. Mm-hmm. Land of fire.
What's the lowest spot you went?
Lowest?
Furthest, I mean, not lowest, excuse me. Furthest spot south.
End of the road, man. Now there's a bit of a discrepancy, because leaving Argentina, you leave Argentina and then you go into Chile for a bit, and then you cross back into Argentina.
There you go. Either beer has it.
But,
yo, foul shoes, 99 months. Almost got the hundo. 99 months, that's the longest you can have been subbed to me.
Really?
Nope.
That's
next month. People are gonna start rolling over hundreds if they were their day one subs, like my boy Faust is here.
So yeah, Ushuaia is technically the end of the road here, and like I said, it is Route 3 that stops, and that's where it ends. It's in a national park, Parque Nacional Tierra del Fuego.
And that's where you stopped?
That's where I stopped.
The lowest was, or the further south was the park?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Chile is having a little beef here, because they want to say Puerto Williams is the southernmost part, which is kind of hard to argue just looking at it. but there's no real fucking roads there. So
Yeah, how do you get there besides flying?
Yeah, so that's not really. But they say what they do say.
But also the southernmost point, like that's the north part of that particular island.
Yeah.
Well, is there nothing below this? Like no one goes down there.
I think that's true. I mean, you're the only thing south of here is Antarctica. And I looked.
Fuck!
I looked at.
That's way closer than I thought it was. Holy shit!
I looked at doing ferry tour. I looked at doing tours, but they wanted at the time I was down there. They wanted to charge $1,000 a day to be on that boat, and I looked at like a 10-day cruise for like $10,000. And I did some quick math in my head. I was like, that's most of South America for me.
Yeah,
that's what I've spent. I can't in good conscience do that. Just as a matter of principle. Fuck you and your $1,000 a day.
No shit. I'll buy a boat.
Well, actually, and I figured even if I go back to Montana, I could buy it was during the high season. It was February. It was Valentine's Day, or February 15th that I arrived at Ushuaia, 2018.
Did you get laid?
No.
Did you get laid on the whole trip?
Maybe. I did. I'll just say yes.
Good job.
I'll just say yes.
And do you mind talking about like catching meetings and stuff?
What?
Catching meetings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm in a 12-step program, and I went to meetings in Mexico. Where else did I go? Guatemala. I ended up showing up, and there was a business meeting, which was weird, and they didn't even acknowledge me. It's like, and that's like a tradition in our fellowship. That's like, hey, if there's an outsider here, you welcome them. It's like,
yeah,
hey, the white guy with the fucking beard.
Yeah,
he's not from around here. Why don't you give him? And I had a little attitude about that. You guys are fucking this up. Yeah, American.
Yeah.
And then I went to a couple meetings, and I went to one in Costa Rica, and then Panama, and then this was like 6 months of my trip.
Yeah.
I didn't hit a meeting.
Oh wow.
Until my last night, I was like, I gotta hit one in Santiago. I went to one on my last night. On the continent.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
But no, the reason why I like, because it got late, I was like, I bet he was 13th stepping. No. That's how he got his spoon enter.
But Argentina, man, I mean, y'all can take your time here. This is the route that I took. Some have better than others, but let me just look here real quick. Is
that like a bodega cat that you got? Like, you just decided to ride with you?
Just animals, except for your fucking animals, love me.
My animals will love you. They love you.
They forget who I am all the time, and then start.
They forget who I am. They forget I live here.
This was a pretty cool spot, but again, reminds me of stuff we're blessed to have here in the Southwest U.S. Yeah, this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's Argentina. Were you just in Argentina?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it's Southwest U.S.
But in the U.S., we're blessed to have stuff that's fairly similar to that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This was a cool place I visited called Cueva de las Manos, Cave of Hands. Really cool.
Oh,
area.
Seen pictures of it.
Where they would ground up dyes and plants and stuff like that to extract the dyes. Put their hand as a stencil and blow them. Yep. Yeah, pretty good, Zach. But really cool. And again, some of this stuff, they have some handprints around. What was it? Chaco? I can't remember which one of these ruins in New Mexico. I just went and visited. But really impressive, cool stuff.
Now people don't go up there and put their own hands on there, do they?
I fucking hope. I don't trust anybody these days. Probably. Then I kind of went. I had to retrace. There's not many roads. Oh, I got to tell you this too.
Okay.
There was a guy. I was one road from the one. I was in Tolhuin right here.
Mm-hmm.
One stop from the end, in Ushuaia, and I was at a hostel. Karsham. I don't know where that name comes from. And this guy, I was thinking I was something special. I was cool, you know.
Yeah.
Very emotional time for me. I was gonna stop heading south for the first time in whatever.
Yeah.
13, 14 months. And I did something, and I met this guy who, and I had met various guys before that also rode bicycles.
Sure.
Yeah, and he was stopped from the end of the road, and I made the mistake of asking him where he started, and he said Homer, Alaska.
Yep.
On a bicycle. Why are you not like more impressed with that? Nothing? On a bicycle.
Yeah.
He rode a bicycle from Homer, Alaska to fucking Ushuaia, Argentina.
Right.
What's
the
wrong?
whole way.
What's wrong with you? Nothing? I was like, I almost thought, like, fuck you, man. So I went out.
Man, fuck you.
So on the way out, I ran over his bike, so he couldn't make it.
That's my boy. That's a great end to a story, man.
It's a better ending than me just going.
Yeah. Just being a fucking cold. Well, dude, I mean, what do you expect? It's, months and months and months. Like, you could have. How long did it take him? It probably took him less time than it took you. Because he's probably just going.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Because, I ran into a guy at Mount Cotopaxi. I was around 15,000 feet in Ecuador, and he rode a bike up there. Pause on that for a second. And he said the good ones can do 200 kilometers a day, so 130 miles.
Yeah.
And then stop, and then pitch a tent, and then cook dinner. I mean, mind-blowing, man.
There's no reason to, like, is it impressive? Yes. To ride a bike that far? Yeah, it is impressive. Is it your job to be impressed? Fuck no, it's not. It is not your job to be impressed by anybody. Like, this was a spiritual journey, not...
Yeah, I didn't need to compare myself.
Not trying to,
I didn't need to compare myself, but I couldn't help but be impressed. I mean, Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
Sure. But yeah. I mean, was he a dick about it?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
That was my shit, dude.
Oh, okay. That was all in your head going
yeah.
what the fuck, why aren't you impressed?
You cunt. No, not. I didn't expect him to be impressed with me.
No.
Just kind of.
You were saying that to yourself.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're a cunt. All right.
Oh, dude. That's great, man.
So, yeah, one road down, and then you got to go back up, and then I was blessed to go to Puerto Natales. Where is it?
I think you're zoomed too far out.
Pretty
No, you got to zoom in more.
I know, but Punta Arenas, Puerto Natales. I think I'm a little bit fucked up here. Anyway, Punta Arenas. I guess that's where I took that ferry up to Puerto Natales. There it is, Puerto Natales.
There you go.
Yeah, Puerto Natales. Started having to take pictures and start advertising the van for sale. Because I knew it was imminent, and I knew it took months to do that. And I was like, and that was kind of heartbreaking. I mean, there was all these like, and this was the first time I was headed north.
Right.
And that was heartbreaking to see the compass on the.
Oh yeah, that's been stuck at south for so long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you flew back up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up going up here. I must give a shout out to the Chilean fjords, which you can take ferries up various numbers of these, and that is a spiritual experience. Ended up.
That sounds like I haven't had that many like spiritual experiences as far as like nature and wildlife or like whatever like that kind of stuff goes.
Yeah.
Until I took a ferry in Alaska through like the archipelago.
Yeah. And
that shit was moving.
Yeah.
Like the scenery and everything you look at and the majesty of it all is fucking. It gets right down in the core of you.
Spent a couple days at a really cold place. This is a lake that has two names depending on where what country you're in. Lago Buenos Aires obviously belongs to Argentina. General Carrera belongs to Chile. And then I just want to show some of these pictures. I'm almost done here.
Yep.
But there was a place after riding this. Yeah, it's right here. Catedral de Marmol, the marble caves. And that was crazy.
Oh wow! Okay, it looks just like the Google picture.
Yeah. I took a little boat ride out there, and it's pretty choppy water, pretty brutal. And on the way back, it got worse because the winds were high, and the guy had already kind of done his job. And as I got off the boat, I just, they were 40, what are the 40s, 8-year-old balls we're talking about at this point, you know?
Yeah.
And they just got pounded up and down on the seat on the waves. And I got off the boat and I told the captain, I said, "Hey, if you find my balls out there, could you bring them? Could you bring them to me? I'll be down the road." He laughed so fucking hard. It's like, how does that guy know how to say that in Spanish? Hey, bro.
How well did the van sell after your trip? Did it sell like, pretty easily?
It was nothing, and then it was sold, you know. And
okay.
It was kind of heartbreaking. And
because you stayed there for a while.
After I sold the car in Talca, right here, I sold the car in Talca, where I stayed with the business partner of a guy from Billings, Montana. Very suspicious, all this stuff. And then took a bus ride. I have a great picture of me with my gear. I don't know if that's in here or not. But all of a sudden, there's no bus anymore. There's just me and my backpack. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. There's just me in the backpack, and then I rented a place in Valparaiso for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay,
Yeah,
it wasn't. I thought it was like more than that. I thought it was like months. But.
So yeah, I was without a vehicle, but I did want to see the Atacama Desert, northern Chile. So I did take a bus ride back to Santiago and took a plane flight up to Antofagasta here, and then rented a car for 3 days and drove into the Atacama Desert.
Nice. Do you have a picture of your van? How you set up your van? Because that was cool. Like how you set it up, like with the bed and everything, the storage and all that shit. That's what I wrote down earlier. I wanted to see like a picture because your van was like a Lego, like one of those tiny homes where it was just like everything was slid in and you know.
I don't know if I
little compartments everywhere.
Where would it be?
Probably the United States, I'd imagine.
Well, I don't think I included. I don't think I included. Yeah, I didn't include Nevada.
It wouldn't be in Montana, like the first pictures.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There's some of it.
There you go.
There's a little one.
Yeah, so like he had built shelves in the back of this van. Like underneath was all like food and you know perishables, and there was the bed, and then you put like just stacked stuff on top of it, and yeah, slept in there. It was pretty neat when I saw the finished product. I was like, put some fucking ingenuity into this van, man. That's great.
I started with the storage boxes and that kind of determined the height of the platform and how much headroom I could have beneath that, but that seemed to work out.
Sea Lion says, so now that it's all said and done, you've been across South America. Do you have any interest in doing something similar in Europe or elsewhere?
I would love to do some sort of thing.
I was just waiting for you to go, fuck you.
No, I would, I mean, I don't know if I could afford the vehicle that could do something like this, but either some sort of Marco Polo shit from like Portugal to China. Or some really
over the land?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or some insane type shit to go from South Africa to like Norway, or take the band and go from South Africa to like Mongolia. I mean, some sort of similar thing. But
yeah,
I've been to, but something tells me that would be no joke, man. Like the car rally type shit. I mean, the vehicle. I don't think the 2005 Dodge Grand Caravan would do that one.
You got to make the cannonball run.
We were just talking about Southeast Asia, Vietnam, and
Thailand, yeah.
I bet that would be tough too. What adventure am I planning next? I'm trying to get this. I'm gonna go home. I was gonna.
I'm gonna go home.
Hang out with Mom for the holidays. Work on my book. I'm still working on a second draft for that. I was gonna slam that out and have some books on sale for the holidays, but I couldn't put together a tour with all the fuckery with masks and people not behaving themselves. So I put that off probably till spring. I'm thinking would be a safer time to do that. And then I'm really turned on by that humanitarian work. I don't know. I like the idea of going to these places or these movements or whatever, and embedding myself and telling their stories, like back to that photojournalism thing.
Yeah.
And I got to help this Venezuelan guy. I had him write out his story, and we've got all his videos and stuff, and we'll see if we can't put something together for him. Because that walking from Venezuela to Nogales, Mexico, is just insane to me.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking. whole other world.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Annette, for the 22 months at the end there. Man, I'm so glad you came on, Dave, and talked about that, because I love hearing about this trip. Like, every time I talk to you, you got something new. You remember, you're like, oh, that's right, I had this dog I fucked it in front of somebody for money.
Hey,
oh, you did get laid. I remember.
that's that street dog. Real whore.
It was a Peruvian mountain dog.
And boy, real sketchy.
And you'd think they'd be against it, but they are not. They are all about it.
They're just starved for attention.
So if you want to check it out, hopefully, like, someday, it won't be IP banned, but project 1-1000.com is where you'll find all this stuff. Can they look at your Devo site for like the pictures and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can also check out here, let me just grab this. If you want to look at the pictures, you can go here.
And that's technically davidoverturf.com, but for whatever reason the forwarding is not working.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we were getting where we were showing all the pictures and stuff. If you want to check that out too. Dude. It's awesome, man.
Love you, man.
Love you too, brother.